come in too, so I'll wait for him to come in. They always be talking that shit.
Yeah, I know.
Well, there was a good conversation last week when the brother
hmm
came in.
Yeah, the last 2 weeks with both of the brothers, but last week was real good. Okay, through the power, force, might, and will of the great no thingness, of infinite beingness, of infinite, endless, limitless, invisible light, from which comes the absolute all that was, all that is, and all that is being and becoming realized into physical realization, actualization, and form as we are now will and commanded to be, is now being and becoming the great. It's now being and becoming an active force of higher consciousness, an active force of infinite intelligence within us all now. Being and becoming the great primordial Typhonian dragon, serpent, indigo, kundalini flame, whirling and ascending up our spine from our root chakra to our central heart chakra, and on up to our royal crown chakra, igniting our royal crown chakra, illuminating our first eye, the Lord Amenel Dragra, the hidden priestly grandmaster magi, the dragon god sun king, igniting all of the 72 chakras in our first eye, our 72 primordial dragon god sun kings and queens, and all of our legions of 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 armies 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 of armies, willing all of the powers, all of the forces, all the elements, all the essences, the dark matter and dark energy within the absolute all, in the being and becoming all of our will servants, serving all of our wills, objectives, intentions, and desires, crystallizing them all into physical realization, actualization of as we are now will and commanded to be. Now, in being and becoming of an active being and becoming an unstoppable force of energy, helping us all now, bringing all out war, judgment, death, and destruction to all of the corrupted, multidimensional, negative archonic energies and their white supremacist, European, American, imperialistic, globally counterfeit spirits running the surface of the earth with all of their technology directed at us and our well-being in order to kill, murder, corrupt, degenerate, and taking us all off of our evolutionary path and cycle to forever enslave us deeper and deeper into their artificial reality construct in the name of their God and Master, the Demiurge, as we are now all able of pulling down unlimited supernal energy right from out of the nothingness into our reality, manifesting it here as an all-consuming flame that no force can stand up to, burning away all of the multidimensional archonic demiurge energies by raising the vibratory rate so high, making all of the archonic demiurge energies too sick to even fight us. As our energy is completely consuming away all of the archonic demiurge energies directed against us, clearing the way to our true evolutionary path, using our first eye, the hidden Grandmaster Magi, to open up a supermassive black hole. Now, sucking in all of the archonic demiurge energies back into the primordial nothingness to be regenerated into something else more universally constructive, as we are now all free to ascend back up to conscious unity through the power, force, might, and will of the great nothingness of the almighty powers of the great nothingness of infinite beingness of infinite, endless, limitless, invisible light, from which comes the absolute all that was, all that is, and all that is being and becoming realized as we all now will and commanded to be, being and becoming projected unto the entire omniverse, earth and physical and spiritual matrix and heavenlies, from beyond the entire omniverse, earth and physical and spiritual matrix and heavenlies, now completely taking over and consciously judging and destroying the entire omniverse, earth and physical and spiritual matrix and heavenlies, being and becoming the absolute all that was, all that is, and all that is being and becoming as we all now will and commanded to be as one. Abracadabra.
presto changeo.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Well, I think it's to be an open topic, but I wanted
Mm-hmm.
to show this video right quick that I made, and it's a popular, it's kind of popping video right now. Got
Okay.
in a couple of weeks, less than a week, is 100 views.
Yeah, I think the one about your demons got a lot of views too.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about. So yeah, hold up. I don't want to do all that. Okay, let's see. Do this. Library. Okay, video. Where is it? Oh, there it goes. Did you peep it out yet?
You're talking about what you can taste and see. Feel simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain. You've been living in a dream world.
Now check this. The metaphysical meaning of demon. Demon or evil spirit are condition of the mind or states of consciousness that have been developed because of the creative power of man, have been used in a unwise or ignorant way. If a thought or in word you are using your creative power in an ignorant way, you are bringing forth an ego or personality of like character. The mind builds states of consciousness that become established in the brain and body.
These states of consciousness are like how we basically, our minds are like quantum computers and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, actually,
these are superimposed states that you know what I'm saying, we're superimposing on this reality. That's the mind over matter aspect of it.
Actually, this is no different from the Gnostic story when it talks about the Eternal Father when he has his first thought and a being appears called Barbelos, and then they gaze into each other's eyes, and in the next the autogene is born, the self-created one, the Christ. And then from there, all the 12 aeons are born. Wow. And the things that and their thoughts become living beings.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how, fear, paranoia, and the opposite, apanoia. What's the opposite of paranoia? Apanoia.
I'm not sure.
Well, it's another Noia. Actually, she was inside of Adam, and that's what the demiurge and the archons were trying to get out of him, and they created Eve and tried to put that spirit into Eve so they can rape it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Both good and evil are found in the unregenerate man, but in the newborn, evil and all its work must be cast out. The work of every overcomer is to cast out of himself the demons of sin and evil through the power of dominion of his inner dwelling Christ. Now, when they say Christ, they mean your ability to access your pineal glands and the crescent. Christ is the chemical secreted from the pineal glands to allow you to reach higher states of consciousness. Obsess, duality, personality, all mental aberrations are the result of personal error. Through crystallizing around the will of man, this crystallization must be broken, and with a focalized thought energy of great power, such as found in the Christ I am. Now, that's what they're talking about. The Christ I am is your ability to access your pineal gland and activate your pineal gland. That is the Christ I am.
Mm-hmm.
We are empowered by the name of Christ. Christ, they're talking about, again, the pineal glands, your ability to access your power of your pineal glands to cast out demons. Mark 16:17, to reach the place referred to as my name affirmed.
My name
Unity
affirmed.
with the Christ I am. See, the Christ I am is within you. You are the Christ. Your ability to access your higher faculties is the Christ. And silence audibly if you are so moved. Speak the word of rebuke directly to the false personality. See, demons are first personalities. Some people will refer to them schizophrenics who have multiple personalities. These people are just haunted by their own demons. Okay? Jesus rebuked him and the demon went out of him. Matthew 17:18. Matthew 17:18. He suffered not the demons to speak. Okay, he suffered not the demons to speak. It said Mark 1:34. These texts mean that Jesus did not admit for a moment that demons have any power. See, it's telling you that you have powers over the demons. The demons don't have powers over you. Demons will take advantage if they can. Some demons are malevolent, some demons are benevolent. You know what I'm saying? But they're an aspect of your growing in your spiritual journey and your evolution of your soul. The evolution of your soul. Okay. Nor did he allow them to affirm power, but with the finger of God, Luke 11:20, he cast them forth. He concentrated the dissoluting power of spirit upon them, and their hold was broken. Right? So yeah, if you allow the demons will trick you and try to get you your own demons, basically your own thoughts, your own these errors in your personality that are created or manifested because you don't address them. They manifest themselves. These are errors in your character, in your thinking, in your thought process. They become demons. So
Speaking of demons, man, since we're on demons,
Okay.
let me do 24 names of the 72
Okay, go ahead.
and their description.
You
The
got it
72.
right now?
Yeah, I got them written down right here.
Okay. Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Number 1, Baal, Baal. He is the king who rules the east. He can give you the power of being invisible and wisdom. He has a hoarse voice. Number 2, Agares, Agares. He is a duke that controls the east. He brings back the fugitive, teaches all languages, destroys all spiritual and worldly honors, and he is the one creating earthquakes. He comes from the order of virtue. Number 3, Vasago, powerful prince of nature who makes things past, present, and future, reveals what was lost or hidden. Number 4, Gamayan, big marquise. He's into free-minded science. Number 5, Marbarus, the president who appears as a powerful lion, speaks honestly about all secrets or hidden things, healer and bringer of diseases, good in mechanics, can turn people in everything. Number 6, Valfor, powerful duke lion with 3 heads. He likes thieves, burglars, crooks, lifters, robbers, and blacklegs. Number 7, Ammon, Amon, strong and powerful Marquis, appears as a wolf with the head of a snake, spitting fire, makes peace among past and present as well as enemies and friends. Number 8, Barabatos, great earl and duke, appears when the sun is in Sagittarius with 4 kings and 3 great platoons as an escort. He who is helping in science reveals where the hidden treasures can be found. He also knows future and past. Number 9, Paimon, great king who obeys Lucifer, teaches music, all science and secrets, secure high place positions, secure good spirits in your house, comes from the northeast and from the order of authority. Number 10, Buer, Buer, great president. He appears when the sun is in Sagittarius. He teaches philosophy, logic, and pharmacy. He heals all of the diseases and brings good spirits into house. Number 10, Gushian, great duke, appears as a monkey with dog's head. He sees present and future, gives answers to all questions, and secure high places in honor. Number 12, Saitrai, great prince, appears with the head of a leopard, has wings of a griffin, are as a beautiful man. He creates love and provides happiness in love and makes women go mad and lustful. Number 9, Belith, horrible and powerful king. He rides a white horse while all kinds of music surrounds him. He is furious if he is called first and must be held and handled in a triangle or in a circle and with a stick of hazel. He must be turned to the southeast. He must be welcomed and as a king with respect. But no matter what, you must wear a silver ring on the middle finger of your left hand and always near your face. He makes love happen among men.
Alchemy, what they're speaking on. The silver ring, right? These are certain principles that you adhere to when you interacting on these levels of vibration. These are states of consciousness we're talking about.
Oh, yeah. Now, he makes love happen among men and women and comes from the order of power. Number 14, Larage. He is a powerful marquis. He looks like Sagittarius, dressed in green with bow and arrow. He is the one who makes war and killings. Number 5, Eligor, the great duke. He appears as a handsome knight, carrying hoist, flag, and iron. He brings the secrets to light and creates wars, armies, lust, and passion. Number 16, Zapar, the great duke. He appears dressed in red as an armed soldier. He makes women lustful and he can transform them in some other shape while men are making love with them. Number 17, Bacchus, the great president and count. He appears as a big snake or a human, but with horns and big teeth. He carries sharp sword in his hand. He is the creator of past, present, and future. He can bring peace between enemies. Number 18, Bothan, powerful duke who appears as a strong big man with a tail of a snake, riding a white horse. He is good with herbs and jewelry. He can take people from one place to another in seconds. Number 19, Celios, the great duke, appears as a brave soldier riding a crocodile with crown of a duke on his head. He brings love. Number 20, Pupson, great king. He hides and finds hidden treasures and gives straight answers to all the questions you ask. He brings good spirits in-house. Number 21, Morax, great earl and president. He appears as a bull with a human head and gives power to someone to read stars and knowledge and science. He also knows a lot about herbs and jewelry.
Was that it?
3 more. Number 22, Ipox, powerful count and prince. He brings spirituality and courage. Number 23, Ani. He is a strong duke appearing in the body of a handsome man, but with 3 heads. First one of a snake, second one of a man with 2 stars on the forehead, and the third one of a cat. He rides a snake and carries fire, which destroys everything. He reveals private secrets and gives Navari. And number 24, Nabirius. He is a brave marquis who gives talent of art and knowledge of science. He gives rhetorical abilities. That's 24. And so you got 48 more to go. Yeah, so those are different aspects of melanin within the pineal gland.
Right. That part.
Yeah.
That's what I meant when I said aspects of self, because that's essentially the essence of who we are is the melanin. That's the essence of the soul. This is why you see the connection with the soul and the solar energies and how those connections are actually that still connection to primordial reality. The primordial reality that really created it. It's the source of all of this reality.
Okay. Well, yeah, it's that primordial energy that's been with us since way back. The shit that we brought here with us.
Right.
Yeah. From
that's literally the end of this world.
Yeah.
It's predestined to come here to end this particular cycle. It was supposed to do so. It was
so like a built-in self-destruct or
yes.
Yeah, but within us though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we're all walking subatomic nuclear weapons. That's what I consider.
I'm just going through my Facebook posts just to share some of the stuff that I'll be posting on Facebook.
Okay.
The chemical structure of melanin and shit. I'll be over people's heads really on this shit. That's why a lot of people don't really know how to respond to a lot of stuff I put up.
Well, yeah, that's true. A lot of people, don't know how to respond correctly to a lot of the things that
to those who say we were gods, you're wrong. We're something greater than the gods, and they actually worship us. I scared a lot of people with that post.
Oh yeah. Well, what if you tell them we're their parents? Yeah. What if we told them the most ancient of ancients of the gods are right down here going through this thing called humanity?
Right.
Shit. The bum, that nigga, that bum Leroy you might see out there in the alley is probably a god that's more ancient than any motherfucker motherfucker you pray to.
And you gotta realize the dynamics of it, because he probably is a bum because he's so fed up with humanity so much. He's like, I did this shit so many times, like fuck this humanity shit. But we just look at bums as this egotistical view that we look at it in this society, in this materialistic, superficial way we look at things from this society point of view.
Yeah,
but a lot of bums. Yeah, of course, a lot of them are on drugs and they get in them circumstances and shit. But a lot of them, they just so advanced that they couldn't even get along with the society. They just too advanced.
Yeah, I mean, shit, I'm not that far away from that myself, man. I just only did it. I felt like I'm just, I wiggled my way through this shit because I'm way. I'm in some other place, man. I've been there a long time. I had to come back down to earth to try to fit back in a long time ago.
I mean, fuck fitting in though.
Well, yeah. Well, fit
I don't want to
into.
fit in. I don't get it. I don't see the appeal of fitting in. Fuck that shit. It is what it is.
Well, fitting in
I
mean.
come to disrupt everything here and let it be. Shit.
Well, yeah, but sometimes you got to appear like you fit. If you're a spy, you're going into your enemy's territory. You don't want to seem like you're a spy, do you? You want to seem like you fit in and you're like everyone else, but you know,
Listen,
late at night,
end of the
you're doing
day,
some.
we can't even give them the credibility of being our enemy, man. Come on now. They not our enemy. They are not our enemy.
I can't argue with you on that.
They,
I mean,
come on now.
they
It's like
no.
trying to say an ant is my enemy. No.
Yeah, well, we already addressed that a long time ago on a few shows back when I brought up the fact that you know they were here to help serve us to come down to our lowest level because we weren't able to do that on our own and we needed help.
Well,
So they had to be created.
A lot of the reason why we're looking at it, because we're looking at it from their perspective, and it's like now we're reversing our nature.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking at it from their perspective. A lot of our innate energy, our innate abilities turn off.
Yeah, we cancel our shit. We cancel out. Yeah, we got to look at it from our point. So we can stay in power. We stay in power. Yeah, this was part of the process that we felt we had to go through in order to get to the other side and restart our shit again.
Right, and that period is over with. We're going.
Yeah, we're past that.
We're ascending right back into our perfection, or what you would call realization of self. Right,
conscious unity. We're going back up. Yeah.
Right. So
we're coming out of separation, the illusion of cosmic separation.
Exactly.
We're returning back into. We're remembering.
Yes, it's all innate.
Osiris has been remembered.
Yes.
And the remembering.
What did Osiris? He was the Lord of the underworld.
Yeah,
right? Lord of the underworld.
And you know what's the truth in Paulo Miyombe? You know who else is an aspect of Osiris and Paulo Miyombe?
Who?
El Cristo Negro.
Is that right?
Yeah, he's the Lord of the underworld. And not only that, but you know who's Isis? Who would be his mate? La Santísima Muerte, the goddess of the cemetery and death, because she works very well with El Cristo Negro.
Well, that is still it is basically the Death Sea Scroll was a death ceremony. He was talking about the death ceremony, and he was in that. The whole story was in those Death Sea Scrolls.
Okay.
Right? It's a ceremonial ritual. Right? That speaks to death. Right? So we can get a higher definition of death, basically. Because we have a very low vibrational understanding of death.
Well, La Santísima Muerte give me a very good high definition of death, because on this side, you know, she's wearing the robe with the skeleton head, and she's carrying a skull, which represents skill, knowledge. But on the other side, she would probably be hot as hell. And you would probably want to, you know, roll with her to the afterlife.
Right. See, I'm gonna talk about that too because it's crazy because this is I don't subscribe to no religious belief, but I study all of them.
Yeah.
I study
Mm-hmm.
all of them. I don't subscribe to none of them, but I study all of them.
No, because we did not come here any of those things. We didn't come here a Christian or Muslim or Jew. Didn't come here. The soul is none of those things. The divine spark is none of that shit. The divine spark has no fucking religion.
That part. Look, this is another post I put up. Check this post out. I said these are some of the words used to suppress our ancient rituals.
Mm-hmm.
Pagan, heretic, and idolatry.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, which I buy. Well, based on that shit, if this was the Dark Ages, I would have been burnt at a stake a long time ago.
Right, I would have been called some type of witch or some type of warlock or something. Or
oh yeah, yeah, they would have.
Just because we dealing with the science.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you're dealing with the science. Why? Because it was more of we didn't want the general public dealing with this because it empowers them too much. The elitists just wanted to hoard the information for themselves. They don't want the general public to know this stuff.
No.
So they had to make it. They had to demonize it. They had to criminalize you.
Criminalize
these things.
Yeah, especially the Catholic Church, the Pope, and all of them, which is the agents of the demiurge.
Yes, right. They're the agents of the demiurge. Right.
Yeah, because there was a war, and Sophia and all of my aeons kicked them motherfuckers down here. They got kicked out of heaven. They got kicked out of the higher worlds. They got kicked down here.
Right. Meaning basically they were doing some lower vibrational shit and they lowered their vibration. They were doing some lower vibrational shit.
Not only that, but they committed great atrocities against mankind, against us. If you really go back and read the Gnostic text and the cosmology and what these assholes did to us, our higher selves, I mean, and how we came from down up there to down here with their help, it's fucked up. It's real fucked up. They did some really fucked up shit against us, and they're still doing it. But you know, everything that has a beginning has an end. And their shit is coming to an end too.
Right.
But the soul will get the last word. The soul will have its revenge. It will avenge itself.
Yeah. What else is symbolic to the soul awakening? What is another symbolic tale of the soul awaking up? Is it because I know
remembering where it came from and understanding how it got from where it came from to down here and what it must do to get back and what it's up against. Right. You know, once the soul becomes conscious, it has a lot to deal with. You know, there's a reason why we're down here in the lowest realm that consciousness can be in, because someone allowed this someone put us down here intentionally so we wouldn't So we wouldn't remember who we are because they're so fucking jealous of us because we're greater than they are.
Well,
And to keep up,
you gotta remember that every adversary up against the divine sparks, right, was something that we created. Every adversary we created it.
well, actually, this one was an abortion that from the Aeon Sophia, wisdom, afterthought. These are abortions.
So
They weren't created.
they're not direct creations, but they're indirect creations of us.
Yeah, they're something that was that didn't give itself time enough to mature and become to perfect. It tore itself out before that. So it was flawed from the beginning. And it tried to take and it had, divine power, but when it came in contact with its mother, Sophia, it stole part of her light, and it used that light to make more copies of itself. And then it saw the fullness of the pleroma. It saw a higher universe, and it wanted to create another. It wanted to create a copy of something that it saw, and unfortunately for this thing, since it was flawed and it was not perfect. Obviously, perfection can't come from something that's flawed. However,
perfection can become from something that is perfection and imperfection simultaneously.
well, yeah, that was the next point I was going to make because it did come from the higher realms. It was created from the higher from the higher the Aeon Sophia.
It's like Christians' misconception of the devil as being someone that's because in the Hebrew translation of the devil and what it means in the Hebrew understanding is just an adversary. It's just rebel, a rebeller.
Yeah, well, see, that's they're the ones that kind of like brought that stuff out, but before them there was no reference of anything like that other than
Right, of course, prior to that, the concept was set, right? And set just meant the set when the sun set and it became dark.
or it represented the lower. It was like the lower part of us, our our ego.
Of course, because we have to. This is the whole dynamics of it. This is why I'm doing the video too, because that whole process of conquering your lower self, not being in control of it, the master of it is what I'm saying. You have to. That's why I named the video "Mastery of Your Demons is Your Genius."
Yeah. Well, the symbol for that would be the symbol of Horus and Set.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
that would be how you master it.
Right. So when you master them, they work for you now. So now you can utilize that. You got to. This is this will just go crazy. I'm about to say something that may sound crazy.
Okay. Well,
The lower realms is where the most potent energy boils in the lower realm. It's like why the soul is resting in the lower levels of yourself is resting in the lower levels because this is where
Yeah, in the gastric and in the
This is where
gastric.
the festering happens. This is where that alchemy happens, right? And this is because when the Kundalini rises, what is that energy that's rising up?
It's coming
Right?
from the
That's
gastro.
primordial energy. That's primordial energy right there.
Yeah, and it's coming from hell. From out of
Exactly. We look at hell as something evil, but it's not necessarily.
No.
You're looking at it in a wrong perspective.
No, it's the exhaust pipe.
Exactly. See, when you're looking at it, science, the metaphysical science of it, you don't get caught up in the
morality. It's
the
just some stupid, ignorant morality bullshit.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is nothing but a control system.
Yeah, because it's irrelevant. Right. It's irrelevant to the science.
It's irrelevant to the science.
Yeah. And if it's irrelevant to the science, then it's just fucking irrelevant.
I love the analogy, if I should say it, the analogy that Bobby Hemmick gave. It's like the science, when you into the science, right?
Yeah.
It's like you see a piece of shit right there.
And
you
gotta go study it.
Based on your mindset, you're not gonna touch that. But on a scientific level,
but if it's something you're looking for and you're trying to learn, you're gonna go all in that shit.
When it comes to science, man, when you got that science, it's like when you got that scientific mindset, you don't go by what.
Oh, that's gross.
People who think in certain levels, you don't go by that. You go by the science. Where you trying to find something. You're trying to get in. We are scientists, bro.
We going deep into
the science.
Yeah, you going deep. If you got to go through some rotten shit to find a certain bacteria or germ, you got to go through some rotten shit until you find that certain bacteria or germ.
But guess what? That's the basic nature of the universe too. You can even go into that, into biology, right? They're giving us this impression because you got two types of theories that we're dealing with. It's like a germ theory and then territorial theory, right? Germ theory says that avoid germs, and you're gonna be safe if you avoid germs. I'm just paraphrasing the basic, you know what I'm saying, breakdown of it. But it's basically the germ theory is limit the amount of germs, and that will prevent you from getting there. But the territorial theory says that it's a holistic approach, right? Meaning you have to have a certain. It's the basis of the environment. There has to be an environment that is conducive to health. If you get what I'm saying, there has to be an environment. You have to create the environment conducive to health, right? The germ theory is just an excuse to give in to the fact that we live a certain lifestyle now, so we have to accept a certain disposition of your health and everything. They didn't question none of the lifestyle practices.
Oh yeah,
in the whole COVID thing. They didn't say nothing about the lifestyle practices in the COVID thing. So they try to make it seem like these are two different things that don't connect. You see what I'm saying? Like your lifestyle is. I see people.
They're isolating it.
Let me say this right quick, and I'm gonna let you go. I see people who eat McDonald's every damn day, putting on a mask.
Oh shit! Oh motherfucker!
You're festering something. Thank you for putting on the mask from saving me from your ass. Because you are a fucking what you call a festering
parasite,
biological experiment, just festering. This is how they're creating the diseases. Why you think
you're a larva,
right?
Yeah, you're fucking you're a test tube. You're their test tube.
Yes, they're literally creating these diseases through because they can test your blood and they can find out what happens when they have been bombarding you with all these genetically altered food for years.
Oh yeah.
How you think
Oh
they came up? How you think they came up with the damn vaccination? They've been doing this experiment for years, bro. They've been.
mm.
It's like the
Well,
people are just so oblivious that the stuff that we say on this show, they're gonna automatically say these people are crazy,
yeah.
right? Because
Well,
you don't
yeah.
you have been put into a spell. Okay, you're under a spell.
Mm-hmm.
And you,
Indoctrinated.
you've been put to sleep. It's just like how the Matrix.
Hypnotized.
People think the Matrix is just a movie.
No, it's not just a movie. No. It was something explaining. This is giving you a reference point to where you kind of like where you're at right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're on this little desert island right here, and you're marooned, and you don't know it.
Dang. Right. 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 What
Yeah.
they what they're trying to do is trying to put you in the sinking place a little bit more with the metaverse. Because you
Oh,
already in the sunken place.
yeah.
You in the sunken place right now.
Yeah. Well, now, well, shit, in the metaverse, they can give you their version of they can give you their Jesus Christ.
They're going to introduce all that. They already got shows that already predicted what they were going to do before they even came up with a metaverse. You know, they already had shows that had the metaverse in it already.
Mm.
People don't just pay attention to it. It's entertainment. We're not logging it if we're dissecting the program. We're just it's just entertainment. So they
Well,
were totally oblivious when they just told you right in front of your face what they're doing.
well, the movie that came out a long, long time ago, back in the '90s, The Lawnmower Man.
Yeah, I remember Lawnmower Man.
Yeah, was the introduction of it. Did you ever see Lawnmower Man 2?
Nope. I wanted to see it too.
Okay, I saw that one. It wasn't as good as number one, but the story though, he created a metaverse, and you everybody wanted to go over in that metaverse to be with him, and you could live forever. You won't have a physical body, blah blah this, but it was a trap though.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't remember
Remember the movie Surrogate?
Surrogate.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember that one.
Yeah, it's a movie called Surrogate where people will literally go live in a house for the rest of their life, but have a body that moves around as them in the general in the
Oh,
real world.
I think I saw a trailer to some movie spoiler on YouTube.
So they've been telling people, they've been priming our mind for this plan. They've
Mhm.
suggested it's called suggestive programming. Suggestive programming meaning they don't even have to they don't have to manipulate your decision, your base, your what you're going to do because they prime you over time to
Mhm.
just go in that direction that they wanted you to go in the first place.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Well, they
They
got
move
this
in that
powerful
direction, right?
tool called television and the cinema.
Because they literally told you that the pokey was gene therapy. They literally told you it, and people just glanced over that.
Gene therapy. Mm.
They crazy. This shit is comedy to me. You can't even write this in a comedy and shit. And, you know what I'm saying? You can write
And
this
these
in a
people don't
comedy.
know. They don't know who's doing this to them. Let me tell you, these are the archons. This is the demiurge and archons. These motherfuckers down here living with you. They're your rulers. They're the rulers down here.
Right.
And they are master geneticists.
Mm. They're the rulers as long as you vibrating on a such a low level.
Yeah, if you're bright, yeah, if you're vibrating on such a low level. But if you're vibrating on the level of that divine spark that's greater than them, that gives them the reason to be jealous, then keep it up.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep, you're right about it being jealous. That's why he said I'm a jealous God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm jealous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you're doing that, if you're doing the things that make them jealous, keep it up. You're doing the right thing.
Right. It's like because they jealous because they know that you are more powerful than them.
Yeah, we're greater in that at some point.
We can
In
destroy
evolution. Yes, we will
at a
destroy
whim.
them. Yeah, Sophia even said that we will do that. We will. Their kingdom, Yaldaba's kingdom, will be completely destroyed.
Mm.
Yaldaba's universe, his multiverse, his omniverse will be completely destroyed.
Right. Because
Yeah.
it's nothing more than a figment of our inconsistency.
Yeah.
It's a figment of our inconsistency. So instead of going through it personally, we created a personification to face it in person. Like this is what we did as God. We always create personifications of everything that are on our lower vibe. This is why I'm explaining how the demon realm works and shit. These are aspects of yourself. You creating this so you can face it. You can live. You can have a. You know what I'm saying somewhat of a odds with yourself.
An experience.
Yeah, it's the odds. You putting the odds up. It's like you putting odds up against yourself so you can become a greater person, the greater spirit, the greater spark.
Yeah. So you can become that supernatural hero.
Right. It's training.
Yeah.
It's training. We going through a spiritual training here.
Yeah. Yeah. If you do right, come out of this looking like a bad motherfucker.
We already a bad motherfucker. We come out being a even 10 times more higher bad motherfucker.
Oh well, then shit. You better go hide your mother. So they better go hide their mothers because somebody's mother's getting ready to get fucked.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah.
You're right about that.
Yeah. Man, I can't believe my neighbor next door just blasting some African TV Christian evangelism bullshit. Yeah.
Man, you think Americanized Negroes are into that shit? Them Africans, they take it to a whole another level with that shit. They own the Jesus Jews hard.
Yeah.
They own that Jesus Jews hard.
The motherfuckers, they into that indoctrination big time.
It's like they literally think that the European is their salvation on planet Earth, man.
Mm-hmm.
They literally think that, man.
You ask them, what's your primordial language? French?
Right. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Look, put it like this. This is how crazy it get, man. That was another post I put up. Which hurt me too, because I put up the fact that Marcus Garvey, he was a British loyalist, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember you.
British loyalist. He looked up to the British Empire and he looked up to him. He to the extent where he was literally encouraging brothers and sisters to join the British Army during World War II.
Really?
World War One, either World War One or World War II. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I put that up on Facebook, man, and people act like I was attacking him by saying that right there.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's just the truth. He went to London, right after he he got deported back to Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
He went to London because he admired the European society so much, bro.
Damn. Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Shit.
At the same time, he was trying to promote this Pan African, which to me is a backwards mindset. Pan African is everything, and we have a twisted view of what Africa is, not an ancient view of what Africa is, right? Because
Yeah.
put it like this. This is put it like this. We in Northwest Africa right now.
Mm-hmm.
We in Northwest Africa right now.
Actually, we're in the leftover remnants of Atlantis.
This is no see. I'm glad you said that, because guess what?
But
What in the hell is Africa but an extension of Atlantis?
yes.
What are you talking
But
about?
Atlantis was the whole planet.
My point exactly.
Yeah.
Point exactly. So we limiting. This is what I'm trying to tell you is how all these Black African, Pan African, Black Power RBG cats.
Yeah, they missing the point.
They're trying to make us accept a minimization of who we
Mm-hmm.
are socially, politically.
We're global.
We ruled the whole planet. Like I love how Khalid said it. Khalid said, "Africa is not our home. It is the throne from which we rule the whole fucking planet."
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Yes.
Bullshit. Africa. Go back to Africa. Fuck out of here.
Now, Africa is probably what's left over of one of the places where we rule the entire planet, because a lot of the other places that we were stationed are no longer let me on top of the world. It's under the ocean.
Let me add on to what you're saying. Africa is the remnants of the science that got passed over.
Mm-hmm.
It got passed over.
It became a library. It was a library.
I don't Africa because you know what I'm saying? Africa was a great part of our history, right?
Yeah, but it's not our primary history.
Hell the fuck no.
We don't even they would never ever allow us to know our primary history.
Mm-mm. Because if they allow us to know our primary history, it makes them so small in the scheme of things. It's like
it instantly takes away their power.
Right.
It instantly takes the blindfolds off of us, and we see the truth that they never had any power.
Listen, they never. I was just about to say that. Next show, what we're gonna do is we're gonna read some of these treaties.
Okay.
We're gonna read some of these treaties so we can really get the dynamics of how they're still being dominated by our ancestors' authority. That's still that's reverberating today.
Okay.
They're still under the authority of our ancestors. Period.
Okay.
And us, because we are our ancestors, without doubt or contradiction. So they're still under the authority of our ancestors.
Okay, now, but aren't those empires?
As soon as we wake up and reclaim who we actually are, they have no other choice but to go back under the subjugation of.
Well, I don't expect for it to be that easy, because
it's easy. Is the hardest part is getting us to realize who we actually are. That's the hardest.
Well, part. I think the hardest part is dealing with their standing army.
Nah. Just like Haiti defeated the French, man. That's nothing.
Yeah, well, yeah, but the French didn't have.
As soon as we get to a point where we unify, bro, I don't give a fuck what standing army they have, bro. They have no stand against us, man. Period.
Well, that means that we would have power. The elementals would be able to use the elementals as our servants against them.
Of course, so man. Of course. What is
Okay.
why? How did Hades? See, people wanna just glance over the fact that Hades beat this powerful army. How? Using metaphysical, high, powerful spiritual sciences.
Yeah. Well, we sort of kind of did the same thing over here too with the Gullas.
Right, the Gullas, the same thing. Right,
Yeah.
right.
The Hades. I mean, the Hades great, but
That's the
they
same
don't
spirit.
tell. But they got to tell the story about the Gullas.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, the same. The shit happened here in this part of America too.
Right.
It happened
You
on the
gotta
mainland.
realize that the Gullas never lost the war either. This when you break down the dynamics, the United States still are fighting to drill in certain areas where it says these are these are off limits because they're Indian territories and shit. No, they didn't lose, bro. We didn't lose. They just had to. They had to. What happened was a lot. Why it appears that we have because we dwindled in our unity in that confederation of
We
tribal.
forgot. We forgot.
It was a confederation of tribes that made it. It gave us security amongst each other. And
we didn't have any days, or we weren't allowed, or so for some reason, we didn't have any days that become to become a tradition every year, honoring what happened. Honoring that war.
Right. Listen, you're right. We have to though. That's a holiday now. We have to honor the Gully Wars.
Yeah.
Do they actually have a celebration? What they doing Juneteenth? We got to do that. I'm doing that.
Yeah, we got to put the Gullas in there
for the celebration of the Gully Wars, man. We got
that has to be brought to America's attention.
Yeah, that's history. That is history that they trying to bury, man. That's history they trying to bury, man.
Yeah, they can't. We can't allow that to happen here. Cannot allow that. No, that cannot be allowed.
Because they want to because the whole story is we bowed the fuck down and let them fuck us over and shit. No, that's not.
No, no. The spirit of the Gullas must be unleashed.
Yeah.
And once that spirit is completely unleashed, and it does the second go around, then we say we're free.
Right. But you know that a lot of the Gullah territory was Florida, Alabama, Mississippi. They was all in that area, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see those same people there today. You know, those are like some of the craziest areas to be in. Like, as it pertains to, and it's violence against each other when that energy should be towards another community. But I'm not saying nothing, but a lot of that violence is toward it got reversed upon each other and shit.
Well, that energy needs to be transformed into something. It needs to evolve into something more sophisticated.
It is evolving. You're right. It is.
Yeah, and just as fucking effective.
You can see what's happening amongst the rappers right now, right? They gotten to a point where, especially like right after Young Dolph's killing, that was the breaking point. Young Dolph killing was the breaking point. Now a lot of these gun-ho ass brothers, young brothers down there, they had to take a step back after Young Dolph, because Young Dolph represented the glory of the Gullas because he was self-independent. This is one of the rappers he never took a record deal. He did later on, but it wasn't a record deal. It was like a joint venture and shit.
Oh, a collaboration.
It was a joint venture between his record label and another higher record label. So he never sold out, basically.
Okay.
So he was representing a certain energy that once they killed him, people just like it, just like when they killed Nips. When they killed Nips, right?
Yeah.
We gotta look at looking at it and feeling sorrow and feeling mourning for these cats, but we gotta see the bigger picture. When they killed Nips, man, that was a perfect energy reverberation that woke us up on a whole nother higher level now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because now we looking at his life and looking at the genius of what he was doing and incorporating that into our swag now. We incorporating it. He becomes us now. Just like when Michael died, we become Michael. He becomes in the whole general spirit now. That takes us to a higher another level of consciousness.
Yeah, yeah.
A level of vibration.
Yeah.
We go through the whole society did, but especially us because we got that melanin and we can convert the energy real quicker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
because it's more personal.
The energy quicker.
Yes. Yeah. It's
So that spirit is coming back, bro. The spirit is here. It's here. It's here. It's just festering. Like I said, it's festering to the point where that dragon rise and ain't no negotiations at that point. No, all negotiations are off.
Yeah.
Y'all better try to get some type of, you know what I'm saying, negotiation going at that. And when that shit rise to its peak,
Y'all better call NATO.
huh?
You better call NATO for some help.
They don't got no hands either, man. That's why you think they're scrambling right now to try to find something. They got this whole new defense system where they got it in space and shit. They got a whole new defense system they making up and shit.
Oh yeah.
This shit ain't gonna work, man.
Ain't just a bunch of junk up there that needs to get destroyed.
Yeah, man, shit ain't gonna work, man. Come on.
Yeah, most of that shit, a lot of that shit is just like in China where they built all these big ass cities that are deserted, and most of these big ass sky rises and buildings don't even have fucking stairs or elevators.
So they just there for theater. They just props and shit.
Yeah, you can't live in them.
Right.
They're just crumbling apart and shit.
What is your idea? Because everybody keep talking about these underground tunnels that they're gonna go to when the shit hit the fucking fan. What do you think about that?
Shit,
that don't even make sense to me though. But go ahead.
Them motherfuckers gonna die first. Well, if they do go underground, there better be a motherfucking vortex in there they can go through and then a whole nother dimension.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It better be that.
They haven't cracked that. They haven't cracked that science yet. If you ask me, they haven't cracked that.
They do. What's waiting for them on the other side?
Our ancestors, some shit that they don't want to fuck with. They really don't want to fuck with.
Their karma.
Exactly. You're right.
Yeah.
There's no running. They can't run from their own shit.
No matter where they go, there they are.
You say what?
No matter where they go, there they are. Because that shit will just manifest from out of the nothingness and come after them.
Yeah.
No matter where they go. Let me tell you, where there's just no matter where you are, there's always going to be what appears to be empty space, nothing, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, but
you're surrounded by it. You're in an ocean of nothingness.
Yeah, and within that nothingness, is the fullness of the allness.
Right.
So, as long as if you're anywhere where there's the nothingness, shit.
And you remember what I was reading about the metaphysics of demons. They're talking about the creative power of man, right? They're directly talking about us.
Yeah.
Everything in this universe is the creation of a higher vibrational melanated entity. Mm-hmm. They didn't. No one else invented anything except the melanin high. Because melanin melanin, high melanin. We are naturally. That's what we come to do. We have that in us, innate in us, the ability to destroy and create all of the universe. That's in our DNA.
Yeah.
That's in our makeup. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The whole breakdown of this whole universe is in our makeup. So we the only one can like totally collapse it on itself, and you know what I'm saying, create a whole nother one.
We give white people a whole nother reason for saying there go the neighborhood.
There goes the neighborhood. There go the motherfucker. And then
There go the whole universe.
And the cool thing about it, we wonder why they so afraid of that energy so much, and that's why they are afraid of that energy. They know the consequences of that energy festering.
That shit will dominate and take over.
Yes.
And your shit will just die out. But we not that bad. We you know, we're a loving race. We're loving we're loving people.
I wouldn't look at that as bad or good, man. Fuck that shit. I'm not about to live. See that's what I'm saying. You notice that everybody tries to make you live up to their moral standards, what they expect for morals for you.
Oh.
Like, no, motherfucker. That's for yourself. You can only make up your morals, your limitations of where you will go for yourself. You can't everybody else. You can't impose them on everybody else. Everybody got to come to it. This is like how they do in the church, right? Not even half. 80 to 90% of the people in the church today, they don't come there because that's their own free will.
Oh hell no!
Somebody made their ass come
because it's always been done this way in our family,
right?
Yeah, we come from generations and generations.
They made you go. You didn't have no.
Yeah, and it will always be that way.
Right, because if you were able to free think and think about it, right?
Yeah.
Literally, you will be like, why am I going to this place where, when even in the scripture says he everywhere, right? So
why do I could have stayed home,
right,
and still be in presence,
right?
Yeah,
but the church is nothing more than a mechanism for control
and make you feel guilty.
A mechanism for control. That's part of the control.
Yeah. Oh,
that's
okay.
part of the control, and it's an economic mechanism too.
Because that's control.
The church literally generates a big portion of what the money that's being generated in these certain communities.
And what would be? Every country has a spiritual entity or deity that it follows. So, what would be the spiritual deity behind all of this? The demiurge?
Yeah, basically it is the demiurge. But I would think you were saying, like, is there actually an entity behind all of this? And yes, it will be the demiurge. But you know what I'm saying? You know, I get what you're trying to say though, because
yeah,
they're the entity behind luck. They're the entity behind bad luck. They're the entity behind all these different aspects of human. But
the demiurge got its own version of Christ. Okay. Okay, it got its own version of Christ, Hades, the whole damn thing. Right. Man, this Gnostic text ain't no joke, dude. Right. You listen to the Gnostic.
Go to the root of what it is. Gnostic means knowing.
Yeah.
So in opposed to just blind following, in opposed to just allowing some priests to use you for his rituals.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
To be a non-participant, to just be a bystander.
Right. They don't know that the whole church is structured, set up. It's set up like a tuning fork. It's set up like a some type of harnessing of power. Even the mosque,
the
it
the mosque,
harnesses power. The mosque and the church
the
is
mosque.
structured.
Oh yeah.
How it's built. How it's built is built like a energy harnessing device.
Oh well, that would be the demiurge, definitely in archons, harnessing your energy
Right. You know what
for
I'm saying?
their own enjoyment, for their
Right.
feasting. In other
And
words, like Brother Panic said, you just nothing but fucking food,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
being
So
just something
when
to
are you
get
gonna stop being fooled for the demiurge?
in its archonic minions.
Yeah, yeah, his arcanic minions, yes. When you gonna stop being fooled for these motherfuckers?
Yeah, and guess where they live? They live in your fucking brain. They live in your mind.
Like I said, they're nothing more than a figment of your inconsistency to deal with shit that we supposed to be dealing with collectively as a collective all spark.
Yeah, and not only that, but it's inward and outward. They're in here and they're out here.
No, of course, everything that's inside is out there. So
Yeah, so they're being projected out here as these motherfuckers telling us what to fucking do and how to do it.
but what's outside is like remnants of what's inside. It's figments of what's inside.
Mm-hmm.
It's
So if
figments.
you're ruled by your rulers, then you'll succumb to them out. If you're ruled by your rulers on the inside, then you're going to be ruled by the rulers on the outside.
Hence, master your demons, master your genius. Is your genius.
Yeah,
Hence,
yeah,
that's the whole point.
yeah,
You have to master yourself. Period.
yeah. People
And
who,
that mastery allows you to ascend in your own vibration.
yeah, it's a do-it-yourself program. Only you, only I can do it for me. Only you can do it for you. Only
Yes,
each
that's
one
why they
can
say
do it
Christ
for
is
them.
the Savior. Christ is the Savior. Yes, He is the Savior. I mean, it is the Savior. Christ is the Savior. So what are we
It's
talking
only
about? Put it in
it's
the proper
only your
context.
savior when you're being it yourself for yourself.
Of course. I mean, what is Christ? Christ is your ability to access your higher faculties. It's to access your pineal glands.
Yeah, that
Yes.
eye of Heru you showing that
Right.
picture of
That
eye
gi-
of
that
Heru.
gives you that same discern that you've seen Jesus had in the narrative of Jesus. It's a narrative. It's a story. It's an archetype. You're
Mm-hmm.
not supposed to. You're not supposed to look at the story as a literal story. It's not a literal story.
Oh, it's something that okay. I'm believing this, so I'm yeah, something to believe in.
Right, right, right. The thing about it is, their belief is like one of our most powerful superpowers, but we're using it in the wrong way. Your
Yeah,
belief is one of your most powerful superpowers.
we're turning our beliefs into an authority over us.
Right,
We're turning our beliefs into an archon.
right, exactly. See, I like how you said that. That's exactly what's happening. Meaning, instead of shining that light within, right?
Instead,
It's like when you talk about how when they say go to the light and all these people who had these out of body experiences and shit, right? And they said I went
mm-hmm,
into the light and I came back
mm-hmm.
when you were supposed to go into the dark.
You probably wouldn't even want to come back.
Why?
Then.
Why are you supposed to go into the dark? Because you are the light. Why would you go into the light and you are the light?
Yeah.
You went into somebody's light. Basically, is what you're saying. You just went into somebody else's light. You went into somebody other entity's light. Now you in their
domain. You're in their domain.
Yeah.
You're in their domain. You're in their jurisdiction.
Yeah, you're in their jurisdiction. Right.
Yeah. Okay, now since you're in their jurisdiction, here we go.
Yeah. Gotta go through this bullshit again.
Here we go.
Right. He's gonna drain your energy for the next
100,000 years.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'll be able to get this guy back here within the next 1,000 years. Oh, right. Shit. No, within the next 100 years. I get him here twice every 100 years.
Right. This thing never learns, huh?
Yeah, that's somebody really.
He's back again. He's back again.
Oh shit! Damn.
You got a lot of energy off him. So good.
Yeah, it said, "Oh man, I don't even have a taste for this no more." Man.
God damn. I've been feeding off this soul for too long. I don't got a taste for that soul no more.
Yeah, you know what? I just keep him around when I get if I get
that's what's so cold
things
about
get low over here. I always got this one that gets.
See what you just said. I love what you just said because that was cold. You said I'll be feasting off this for 100,000. That's how infinite. I mean, that's how long your soul. They can eat off your shit for hundreds of thousands. They be eating off your shit for.
one lifetime person, one personality after another. You see how many personalities I sucked off of your soul, including this.
That just show how abundant it is, though. Like they can be eating off your shit forever.
Yo, your shit is just like a big ass tree full of fruit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
They just sit down there. They got them a little pallet and shit.
They do. They literally. Ooh, that's crazy because they literally do call Earth a fucking farm.
Yeah.
I mean, when you deal into these higher sciences, these priesthoods that talk about these higher sciences, they literally call Earth a farm.
And humans is nothing but a fucking crap.
Alien, the whole concept of alien ant farm.
Mm-hmm. We're just fucking farm animals, fucking dairy cows. They just come up to each one of us and just milk us dry.
Why? For higher dimensional beings.
Yeah. Just milking us of all of our fluids, all of our all the fluids from our glands, higher glands, lower glands, and shit. Coming up with all these elixirs, making these super fantastic meals.
Right. I just did some research on that too, on how melanin and how valuable melanin is, man. That shit is 10 times worth the value of gold, bro. Melanin.
Especially for an archon.
Right.
But here's the most fucked up part. Melanated children.
This is why they come up missing all the time.
Exactly.
You remember when we was growing up, you would always see these little postcards that would have missing children on them back. You would just take it for granted and think, oh, it's really not that serious. But I've heard stories of the white van. You ever heard of the white van?
Oh, shit, man! All white people joke about that. The white van with the painted windows in the back.
Mm-hmm. No, that's a little shit. I've seen those vans. They have white ones and black ones though.
Oh yeah.
That was the folklore. That was the folklore in the hood that that white van. As soon as you see that white van, you better start running.
Oh shit.
Because it was known amongst us. I grew up knowing about that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I heard about it, and kids would tell you, as soon as you see that white van, you better get the fuck on.
Dang, I feel kind of protected from all of that shit, but now I'm seeing, I'm kind of exposed to the point to where I should be aware of it because they're snatching bodies now. They're snatching. Oh, I wouldn't. Damn, I wouldn't want to be a parent right now. I would be scared to death to let my kids just anywhere out of my eyesight.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't feel secure because damn, anything could have come to them and mess with them or anything. But I guess at some point you have to let go and just
Well, I have children, so of course I'm extra protective of them too, based on that shit that I'm thinking, something's going. I'm extra protective, and I always getting on the mother about always trying to have that extra protection over them, watching over them. Right? But again, I had to come to the conclusion that they are very powerful, and I got to give them the benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? My children, they not gonna fall for the bullshit. So
yeah, I think those people only go for certain type of kids, but then again, they'll send certain demons out to get that kid with that real good energy to fool them in, and so then
you know what? A lot of them, yeah, they send because this is where that science has to be taught to them at an early age.
Absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, this is why we got to realize that sometimes when children talk about imaginary friends, right, what are they actually talking about? They're literally talking about. They could be talking about manifestations that they're already manifesting at a young age, and they don't even fully understand what's happening there. This is why I'm putting out the master your demons. You know what I'm saying?
Or they might be getting contacted by fucking psychic spies or psychic fucking.
Yeah, that too. You're right. That too. That's all part of what I'm saying, though. That's all part of what I'm saying because this is how you manifest these things. They can manipulate. They can send they got all these towers that's floating around.
Well, the kids watching TV or their computers, these laptops.
Right. That's why I told my girl, like, turn this goddamn. A lot of times the TV just be on, and then people don't even recognize that y'all not even watching TV, but it's on. Why are y'all constantly got this TV on? Is that a program in itself that you got to keep that TV on? Because y'all not even watching this motherfucking.
I know it's sort of like a babysitter or a pacifier, or it
appears to me. Look, it appears to me that it has a level of control over the people that's occupying that space at the particular moment. Because, like I said, the TV just constantly stays on in some of these households. Like, why is the TV on?
Well,
no one's watching this motherfucker, but immediately when y'all come home, y'all turn that shit on.
Well, Deborah Blair, I was listening to him today. He was talking about the evils behind both the computer, TV, telephone, cable, and all that shit.
Right.
And he said they did tests with these mouse where they exposed them to TV or telephones and shit, and it burnt out their pineal glands or something. Just completely fried their glands out.
Right. You can put spiritual protections over you to block out some of the low vibrational frequencies that's coming off your computer, that's emitting off your computer. You can actually literally imagine a force field over your body.
Oh, absolutely. You have to.
Imagine. I'm just giving people solutions to this. You can imagine a force field over your body that will block out all low vibrational frequencies that will be adverse to your frequency. You can actually just imagine right now. This is what we're going into: imagination and children's imagination. Oh, you got a vivid imagination, and you need to. And we get to teaching these kids that they don't need to be that vivid in their imagination, and that's exaggerating your line. No.
Yeah, man, where
They're
we are.
powerful entities that came to Earth, and you're minimizing them. You're limiting them by orientating them to limited mortal thinking, mundane human thinking.
Well, shit, we're going through this change. We're going through this area where portals are opening up, spirits, all kind of shit are walking over here, and then no telling what kind of thought forms that all the people that are here, all the negative shit that they've been thinking, all the pollution that's out there that's taking on life of its own, that's just like becoming a fucking monster in your fucking room or something. You can be sleeping, next thing you know, you have a vision of some fucking demon or something chewing on your brain and shit, and then next thing you know, you have to like play that picture over and become like all fire. And so when that motherfucker's biting into you, chewing you up, it's just biting into flames and it's burning away.
Right. There's a anime that speaks about that. It's called FCLC anime. It's like an anime series, a Japanese cartoon, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it talks about how it was one creative. She was very creative, and she would imagine so much, and she would be a very imaginative person. She literally created these entities out of her brain.
Oh yeah,
that manifested themselves and shit. They
yeah,
literally they literally came out of her. They stepped out of her. It's
like Monkey Bone, like that movie Monkey Bone.
I like how they illustrated it because it was like an illustration of something that I've already had a notion of.
Yeah, did you ever see that movie Monkey Bone with Brandon Fraser?
You said Monkey
where he
Bone?
was a cartoonist and he drew this picture of this monkey named Monkey Bone. But Monkey Bone was a figment of his imagination, and he came from Dream World, and he put the picture in there. And so one day, Fraser he went into a coma, and he went into Dream World, and he met Monkey Bone. And when it was time for him to come back into the real world, Monkey Bone took his place and came back.
This is how these alter egos. What is an alter ego? An alter, you setting up you the alter, and you're allowing whatever deity.
It's just another being that was created, that you manifested,
right,
and that you gave power to over self.
Yes. Right.
Because you want to use this to help you get to a certain level or something. Some people,
well, they play you off of the lower physical desires.
Yeah.
You're trying to achieve some of these lower physical desires, and that's where one of these entities that exist a slight level above human existence. And they can
you let me take over.
They play you and make you think, oh, because they can do some shit that's beyond human conceptual. We start being amazed by it, spooky, and allowing it to, you know what I'm saying, convince you and sway you into certain things, and not realizing that it's nothing more than a manifestation of yourself.
Yeah. So I'll allow it. Okay, I'm gonna appoint you for this, or this is what I want done, and each one of you guys got to go out there and do your job.
Right. That's what I'll be doing. I swear to God.
Okay. Whoever that you need to kill, to get out, to get the fuck out of my way, so they don't end up killing me. Kill them.
Right. No. I felt the presence in my room the other day, and I was like, whatever you about to do, you already know what it is. I don't know what you're about to do, but you know what it is, though. I feel you already, so. You
Yeah,
understand me?
but
That's how
when
you gotta
you're
talk
out
to these
there,
entities, man. Don't be afraid of them. They use your fear as a way to get your ass.
no, when they're there, shit, you supposed to welcome them. Get
Right.
over here. I need
Yeah.
to talk to you.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. You
Okay,
supposed
we're
to
all
command
in
them,
this
supposed to give
together.
orders. They
Yeah.
there for you to give. See. I watch. Watch when I do part 3 because it probably ain't gonna come out until probably part 4 or 5 when I break
Mm-hmm.
down on how these are. That's why I said mastery of your demons.
Yeah,
Right?
master your
Your
demons.
genius, because literally you have access to these mystical powers now.
Supernatural powers that can
These
get shit
demons,
done.
yeah, these demons actually handle things on those levels for you now.
Yeah, and they get things done so you can see things in a much, much more clearer way.
Yes.
And then when you can see in a much more clearer way, you can make more effective moves.
And this is not just demons; these are ghosts. These are whatever
This is
you want.
all the elements, all the whole universe, our extraterrestrial army. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Shit.
Right. This is how the archons became convinced us that they had superior authority over us, because they've done this to humanity for a long time. This is a long tradition of them convincing humanity that they're the entities of, and you worship us and
But you
worship
see
us.
the decons in the Vic Vader, you have the divas, which are the archons, and the asuras,
Mm-hmm.
which are the dark side entities on the other side of Doth, on the tree of life. And the divas are on the front side of the tree, and they've always been at war with one another. Okay, so I'm with the back side of the tree. So I'm with all the entities on the dark side of the tree, and we're at war with the front side. So it's either
I'm not taking no sides.
well, I'm with the back side because that's where I came from.
Of course, we came from chaos, yes. But
Okay, so
what I'm saying is we came from it, but we not in the
but they still, but we
in the order of things, we don't take sides in it. It's not.
no, but they still are our homies, and when I need their
No, you use them. No, you use them anytime, but we don't take sides in the war, though.
no, but see, we're okay,
We
but see, I'm giving back something in return. What I'm giving back in return is we go to war, we take back the throne. You're gonna have your part of the throne, and I'm gonna have my part of the throne.
Well, I will say, if anything, we would be neutral in the whole thing, but
We see it because at one time they were powerful beings too. They're aspects of us. Okay, so they want to get back to where they were too. So, but in order for them to get back to where they got to go through us.
See, when you saying that, we again still talking about aspects of ourselves. So when you saying they, you're just speaking, you're just speaking third party of your
Yeah, because it's so vast. It's so fucking vast.
What I'm saying is, these are just aspects of self.
Yeah, these are aspects with self that has its own. That has its own.
Let me finish. Like the war between heaven and earth are just aspects of your spiritual awareness and aspect of your
higher
development.
self and lower self. Higher self having
The
dominance
aspect
over
of your
lower self.
development, of your
It's
vibrational
having,
being. These
yeah,
are
it has
spiritual beings,
dominance.
right? We don't look. We don't want to. We don't want to necessarily be. You know how they talk about heaven comes down to earth. This is a revelation right there. This is a realization right there,
Hmm.
where we realize that these polarities are in unification and they're complementing forces within you.
Yeah,
This is
heaven
where
come down to earth. That's
this is why Ma'at represents justice. Justice represents the end of the world.
okay. So when heaven comes down to earth, where does it go? It goes down into the gastro. It goes down to the bottom.
No, it does. It doesn't. It becomes. What happens is the polarities become complementing forces. It's like it's a realization. Is what I'm saying. It's a
Well,
realization.
it has to
It's
be
when
brought
we
up.
realize that. Is when we realize that these forces are not at odds with each other, but they're complementing each other. They're necessary to for the whole dynamics of this cosmic dynamics to happen.
Hmm.
The realization. That's what heaven comes down to earth mean. Heaven doesn't mean it comes down to hell, because earth is not necessarily hell, right?
Yeah,
It's an aspect
but
of hell. It's a
but it
level to hell.
yeah, but the power came down all the way down from the crown into the root, and it has to be brought from the root back up to the crown.
But it also returns to the root
Yeah,
and continues to go again, over and over again. And then it
yeah,
becomes a greater cycle. The cycle
yeah,
becomes greater. What happens is, you know
as
how
it
we
ascends
oscillating
up,
force,
as it ascends
oscillating
up,
force.
the top becomes the root, and there's a higher crown
Yes,
above
yes,
that.
yes, yes.
Okay, so as it
But the
ascends up,
realization is that no, it's not that I'm defeating my lower self. I'm not defeating my lower self. I'm actually marrying my lower self with my higher self. I'm marrying.
right? Yeah,
They become married.
yeah, you need them all. You can't cut off the lower self.
Right.
No,
So
you
it's
got to
not
bring them.
the war. This is why I'm saying once you become neutral in the war, right?
You got to control. You got to have harmony in the lower self so that there can be a free passage.
Okay,
No block.
I can understand. I can use you can use the word harmony, right? That's balance,
Yeah,
right? That's
yeah. So
balance.
there's no blockage.
This is where the concept of order out of chaos entities. We are order. We are order and chaos in one
Mm-hmm.
simultaneously. We are
Yes.
order and chaos. We are
Yeah.
destruction and creation. We are
Yeah.
destruction and creation. We are God and the devil. We are the
Yeah.
devil and God.
We're the devil when we're using that God energy against us, and we're destroying our own selves with it.
Right.
And that's because we don't have a empty flow, a flow where it can go straight up and do its thing. Instead, there's blockage, so it's ricocheting all down there, and it just gets hotter and hotter and hotter, brings disease, and
Yeah, the flow of energy has to be
it
consistent.
has to flow. It has to flow.
It
It
has
has
to
to be
flow.
able
Yes.
to flow.
Yes.
Have no blockage. The blockage is fears, anxieties,
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Regret.
hang-ups,
Regret.
regret, trauma that you weren't able to address right
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and to use in your favor.
Yeah. Yes.
Instead, it became something, a nightmare that you visualize over and over that brings fear, and you sweat and you can't go out there. So it's a blockage.
But that's why when the ceremonial, the funeral ceremony of weighing your heart with the feather.
Well, see, to even get to the heart, the passage has to be clear all the way to the heart.
Right. I know that's my whole point though. But this is
Yeah.
how you can't even rise to above your root chakra if you don't get past the heart chakra.
No, yeah. Well, first you got to make it to the heart chakra. And
Right.
then when you do make it to the heart chakra, you know, you can't be bringing the shit from down from the lower chakras up there with you.
Well, what happens is you hold a lot of what you don't release from yourself in your heart. You hold it in there. You hold it there.
Yeah. And then the fucked up part when you get up to Doth, when you get up there to the crown,
Mm-hmm.
what happens is that the abyss, you're in the abyss, and in the abyss it becomes like a reflecting mirror, and it
Right.
reflects back at you what you're projecting out.
Right. This is why a lot of people don't notice how most of the depictions, well, the older ancient depictions of Jesus, the blonde hair, blue eyed Jesus, right?
Mm-hmm.
It actually had the heart chakra alight the first, and then it had the crown chakra, and it had because you had the flame. He had the flame in his head, and he had the
Oh
flame in
yeah,
his heart too.
yeah, but see that doesn't tell enough though. See that one doesn't tell enough. There has to be new pictures of showing what happens when you go into that tunnel into the crown chakra and the first
I
eye.
mean, it
You're
shows
going
enough
into the
based
abyss.
on it shows enough based on the level that people are on right now. I mean, if they
Yeah,
can just get that alone and realize that alone, they're going to realize eventually what you're saying too.
yeah, because you got to go through the abyss. You got to go through Doc, and when you go through there, your shit's going to be fucking completely devoured. Burnt. I mean, with flame from the dragon, from the demon Abaddon, and what's
Right.
left over is the essence.
It's going to burn.
And
It's going to burn all the impurities.
yeah, it's going to burn all the impurities out because that can't enter.
Noble Drew Ali spoke on that too. That he said we got to go through the fire.
Yeah, you got to go through the fire, and that's when you go through Dot, when you go through the abyss.
Right.
And so, if you don't have the essence, and all you have is just everything that was added on, then all of that is going to burn off, and you'll be no more.
Well, if you think that you are your human fleshly body, that's what's going to burn off. Because you think you are that, you're going to go into that oblivious there too. You
But that's
still,
not going to be true. You
huh?
still, that's not going
No,
to
no,
be
no. Of
true.
course, it's not. It's not true. But because that's the level of vibrational consciousness level that you're on,
Yeah,
that's
make
what
it
it's going
seem
to
true.
appear to be. It's going to appear to be that's what's going to happen. No, like when they say, "Oh, you're going to burn in hell," and you're going to know that's really just you didn't figure it out that you didn't get it. You burnt.
Yeah,
You sat there burning, and you didn't burn all the impurities, meaning you didn't get rid of the neglect. I mean, the regret, the the illusion, the delusion
hmm
of the illusion. You didn't get rid of it. You still got it on. You still emotionally attached to this shit.
yeah. You're still attached. We all going to bring something with us, but we're not going to be attached to it.
No, of course
Those
not.
of
No
us that's
attachment.
not attached to it, when it's burned off, we're going to welcome that. And then what's left, we're going to, hey, this is what we really are. And we're
Yeah,
going to go.
yeah, yeah.
And then those of us who have attachments, it's going to be hard dealing with those attachments gone. And you're not going to have time to deal with the true you.
And I think that's one of the biggest dilemmas for humanity itself is because they have been orientated to a vision or conceptualization of humanity that's totally contrary to the actuality of it. And once they realize it's gonna be such of a shock to their system, That, you know what I'm saying? Will you realize what we really are?
You see, the only thing that addresses that as close as possible is Gnosticism and everything else that is derived from. Because Gnosticism just it addresses that the soul, the divine spark, has been here more than one time in more than one body and personality.
Right. You can like literally trace back your steps now and realize who you really are, and now
And what
not be bounded by your human existence anymore.
and what it is that my higher self is trying to figure out in this incarnation that it needs to figure this shit out so that it can move on past this human experience.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can address that.
Right. And with that, bro, we're gonna move on to the next section because I gotta move to
Mm-hmm.
the my next show. It's
Okay.
almost 2 hours, but
Yeah, and I didn't even know what the hell we was going to talk about tonight.
yeah, we did. We anytime we get in that vibe, bro, it's gonna come. It's gonna come. The answers will speak through us.
Yeah, especially after I do that mantra and you say, you say presto change up.
Yeah, it become a whole new world at that time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, we be back next Saturday. Any last
Yeah.
words, brother?
No, that's it, man.
All right, listen to my
Just
show,
thank
y'all.
you.
Check out my show. Check out my other show. I do Primordial Rhythm Radio on Mixcloud too. Every
Okay.
Saturday night at 10:30.
Okay.
All right, brother.
All right, man.
Peace, chaos,
Yes.
chaos, peace.
Mm-hmm. Okay.